advice would you give when couples don't have the same financial goal? This is
This
this
is a
is
touchy
big.
subject.
It
This is a
is.
touchy. This is a touchy subject, and can be very very tricky. And I'm glad we're ending on this one here. But and remember, like you said, Keisha, at the beginning, I am not a family or couples consultant, so I want to give this is an opinion and just a thought.
This is a
So
this is not financial advice. This is
right.
Marcus just speaking on his opinion.
This is just my opinion. So number one, I would focus on my own mindset first of all, and this is real. I would focus on making sure that my mindset is your individual mindset. First of all, is on financial goals. Now, when you talk about as a couple, that's where number one, having this conversation before you are a couple is probably a very good question to be asking
A whole
because
nother segment.
a
Woo!
whole nother
I'm about.
segment. When I saw
We're
this
gonna get into
question,
that.
when I saw this question, I was thinking, "Whoa, this can be a whole
It
topic
is.
for a
There is
whole
when I'm
nother
talking about
conversation."
prenup and all that stuff. But go ahead.
Absolutely. So, and I've seen that from my field as well as a professional. I've played with teammates who signed prenups because, in the end of the day, when if things go well or things don't go well, in the end of the day, you're going to have to look at yourself and say, "Hey, this is what my mindset was. I was pulled down by someone else." So that conversation is a tough one to have. My best recommendation would be have that conversation before. But if, excuse me, but if you are already in that relationship, in that couple, I would say, hey, we have to sit down because where are we going? Because if we're going to be a couple, where are we going as a couple if our financial goals are not aligned, right? If you're going to spend all the money and now we can't move forward, how can I be a part of this? I can't be a part of this, right? And so I would say have that conversation, making sure that if you're not on the right mind, the same financial goals, have to find some plan to get on the same goals, but also being able as a leader, either side, wife or the husband or whatever the couples, the one who has the financial goals, they have to be a leader and say, hey, these are steps that we need to take if we're going to be successful financially for us, for our family, for our couple. That would be my recommendation. And then on the back end, again, remember, this is my decision. My recommendation and my thought would be if we can't get on the same page financially, it will make it very hard to continue a relationship because, as we know, finances are it's one of the biggest reasons that we have divorce in the United States today, which is that question, because it causes divorce, it causes domestic abuse, finances causes so many different things when it pertains to couples that it's very first thing that somebody, or one of the first things that should be a conversation before a couple is even established, I would say.
You did good on that one. That ice was so thin, and you glided on it. You didn't hit. You tried no pressure, no pressure. You was like, "Woo!" So this was fire. This was.
What
Let's
it
go.
do?
This is it. So
Hey, thank you for the invitation. It was a great conversation. I enjoyed it.
like you said, it wasn't that it's necessary. It's necessary. It's not a luxury. This was. All I'm doing is things that are necessary. Necessary. So I hope you all had your notebook, your laptop, whatever, because quick rundown. He talked about financial literacy. So now when you hear this word, it's not just a word in the clouds. Financial literacy. Oh, fixed, variable, index. Okay. I got to think about that. Taxation. Okay. Financial literacy is understanding those things. The differences in taxation, tax now, tax deferred, tax advantage. So you have an up.